Hello, crafters, and welcome to P2PCrafts online craft show brought to you by From Picture to Page Beyond Papercraft shows, where we nurture your creativity with in-person and online events. And we are so excited to have you here today. Now, I'm Michelle. I'm the creative director from Picture to Page, and it's just going to be such a fantastic session where we get to see something a little bit different, something that we haven't seen so far today. Now, the P2PCrafts online craft show is a whole series of different presenters from our fantastic retailers. So for all the details and to see who's coming up next, head over to our website from picturetopageandbeyond.com.au. While you're there, you can see all of our upcoming events, you can get them up-to-date information, and make sure you're on our email list because they are definitely the first people to know what's going on well before we hit Facebook. And also you get some special offers there, and it's the place to be for all the information. Now, whether you're watching us here live or watching a replay, pop in the comments, say hello, make sure you like us, share us with your crafty friends, and of course, leave a comment just like Michelle has, and it helps to us know that you're there. And also, you can ask any questions as we go along. So today, I'm very excited to introduce someone who I've got to know quite well lately, and that is Jenni. So hello, Jenni.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm going well. Now, tell us why you're on the other end of the camera for this session.
Because I run classes in Chadstone and also at my home in Thornbury, and sort of like just to promote those a bit and to see if I can get any new customers. So, yeah, that's about it.
Excellent. And so, what do you specialize in? What's your favorite thing to do?
Well, I try and run classes for everything. I mean, not everything, but so I do scrap card making and mixed media. And because I have a range of customers that like to do that at the same time, like I have one class in Chadstone a month, and I have a range of people that want to do different projects. So I try and incorporate that as one teaching session. So yeah.
And look, I
So to
must
make it
say,
easier for me, yeah, go on.
exactly, as I've gotten to know you, it is amazing how you do take that one idea, and then if someone wants to do an art journal layout, you'll have it like that. If someone wants to do a card, you'll have it like that. And if someone wants to do scrapbooking, you've got that same idea in 3 different layouts. So I think that's just a great way. Instead of saying to someone, no, you can't do a card class this week, we're doing scrapbooking, it's like, come along and you can do it the way that you like to.
Exactly, so I mean, sometimes I do completely different projects, but try and do them the same sort of theme or something similar, so that it's not so hard to teach. So that the techniques are similar or something. Sometimes they get to change colours and things like that, but basically, they're all along the same theme or same design. So yeah, so
Now, some people
I
might
they
recognize you.
enjoy it. So
Yeah, some people might
go on.
recognize you because you used to have your Kazaz hat on. So, what have you been
Yeah.
doing since you've stopped being a Kazaz representative?
Working for you. Yeah, I haven't done this. I mean, I'm doing classes mainly at Chadstone. I have stopped my classes at home for a while because I wasn't well, but and just sort of like working so much. But now that I've sort of got settled down, I'm trying to start my classes up back at home. But kept my classes at Chadstone once a month mainly. I do have some customers there that do a scrapbook class and a card at the same time. So they're amazing. They do it so quickly. So yeah, so that gives them an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how have you found using perhaps a broader range of products than you were doing with Kazaz?
It's good. Trying to, I'm trying to use up some of my stash as well, but I'm also trying to introduce new things into my projects as well. So because it's freeing for me to do that, so it's sort of like I don't have to sort of, okay, you've got to just stay with one brand. Now I can do lots of different brands and mix them together. So yeah, I found that freeing.
Yeah.
Freeing, I
Excellent.
say, yeah.
Excellent. So, Jenni, what are you sharing with us today?
Well, I've got a scrapbook page that I made a while ago. It is Kazaz based, but I thought, as I said, still got some more. I've still got products left, so I thought I would take that scrapbook page that I've done and turn it into an art journal page and some cards. So I'm going to show you my process of how I do that.
Excellent. Well, we'll let you get ready and then we'll jump right in.
Okay, no worries.
Excellent. So I do think this is such a great class. Like we said, sometimes people feel very trapped in one particular way, whether it's a 12 by 12 or a card space or something like art journaling, which again can vary, and not always see how we can apply it in different ways. So this is a great way of starting to use that thinking, because it's interesting when we do different sizes, how our brains really have to adjust. Sometimes when we do card making, we do it very similar every time. And rather than thinking about, well, how can we just adjust it slightly? Like if we do a very square layout, how do we adjust for that? We've sort of got to balance it out both ways. Whereas when it's very upright or where it's very landscape, then we tend to lay out that way as well. So Jenny, if you could just flip your camera around, we've still just got it on portrait. If we could have it on landscape, please. There's always a few technical difficulties, isn't there? So while Jenny does that, I'd just like to say hello to Michelle and Wendy and Sonia. Thank you so much for joining us. It's really good to be here today and to spend a bit of time crafting together, learning a few different things and hopefully getting inspired, and then checking out all of our fantastic retailers so you can see what they've been up to as well. So I can see Jenny is looking good. We're just getting the last few things ready. Like I said, there's a lot of technology that goes into these sessions. Okay, Jenny, are you ready? Give us a thumbs up. We got a thumbs up. Excellent. Okay, Jenny, I'll hand over to you.
Okay. So as I was saying to Michelle, I do I take one design, and it may be that I've done a scrapbook page like I have today, and then I will take it to a art journal page and to some cards. Sometimes I will start with an art journal page and then go to a scrapbook page and cards. It just depends on what I've designed first. So with this one, I designed this a while ago, and because I liked it, I thought, oh, maybe I'll take that to an art journal page and to cards when Michelle asked me to do this show. So basically the same techniques will go onto onto the other projects. So here I've done some stenciling and just adding some scrapbook papers and cut out some things. So, and some die cuts. So I'll get started. So as I said, this is the basic one that I've taken the design from, and we'll go from there and see what I can do. Okay, so I'll just take it over. So this, I have everything pre-cut to make it easier because it will take forever sometimes, and I have the design in my head that I want to do. So I'm basically going with sort of like trying to bring all this to the page, and then changing my focal point from a photo to something else. So here we're starting off with, it's a art by Marlene, it's a craft one, and I'm just using an old stencil from Kazaz and going to just use vintage photo distress ink and a brush, and I'm just going to go in random places as the scrapbook page and do that around the, around the art journal page. So I'm just using a brush. You can use a sponge, you can use whatever you want, and we just go around. And I mean, you can do the whole lot, or you can just do bits and pieces of it. So you can just randomly doing it, place no thought to it, just giving it a bit of coverage. So, and usually 2 or 3 places. You can cover the whole thing if you like. I mean, being an art journal page, you could probably put more onto it. If I went with a different colour page, I'd probably put some inks on it, but we're just simple for today. So I've done my stenciling. As I said, you could do more stenciling. I might just do a little bit more down here. Just do these just down this side. There we go. And with the scrapbook papers and things, it's just like any other art journal page. You just add what you like to do. So I just going to roughly go around the edges of these to get rid of that, that edge, white edge bit. On my original one, I have all the edges to make it a bit more rustic, but I'm not going to bother with that today because it's taking too much time. But usually, you could do that. As I said, there's no rules. You just go with what you want to do. So I'm just going around. Now and then we're just going with placements of things. I'll just quickly go around everything. Doesn't need to be really perfect. It's just giving it a bit of just getting rid of those wide edges. One more, two more. Okay. So now you could add, and you could add some stamping here as well on your background before we start doing that. So you could add some rustic stamps. Oh, I'll just have to use that one. And I didn't bring any blocks because I had pre-stamped everything. So just doing it in the brown. You could use a black ink, but I'm just using this because it's what I have, and just adding that. So I haven't got this on my scrapbook page, but just because it's an art journal, I just thought I'd add a little bit more. And I mean, you could add more. It just depends on what you like. I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can so we can get on to how I design the cards as well. So here I'm just going to sort of do the similar layout that I did for the scrapbook page. And I'm going to use, and I'm not going to do this before I do, I'm going to use a silhouette as the main focal point on this art journal page. And because it's quite stark, I'm going to use the stencil as well, just to give that a little bit of something different, just to give it a bit of colour behind it. So just to make it, to see how it looks. I'm not going to show what it's going to look like because I haven't made it yet. But anyway, so that's that. Again, I would probably go around the edge of him, of my male silhouette. Okay. So I'm not going to stick anything because I want to get onto the cards as well, so you can have an idea of what I'm doing. So I just start with that, and then I'm just going to start applying things where I feel that they need to go. So as I said, it's going to be very similar to the scrapbook page, and I may or may not add as many things to it. It depends on what it's starting to look like. So, I probably will. So basically that would be my art journal page. Obviously sticking down would take the time and effort and everything. Also, I would add some words. So I had some words that I stamped out, some on a card and some on paper, so it just depends. And then I would just cut them up, and the same idea as in my scrapbook page, I would just pop them on probably around here. So that would be basically my page that I would do for my scrapbooking. You could probably go around the edges, and I would finish it off. I will finish that off, and I will post a picture in the comments when I do stick it down and finish. So from there, I have to go to cards. So I usually do a set of 3 cards in a class, so sometimes 4, just depending on what's involved in it. So I'm using oatmeal paper oatmeal cardstock, and again we'll go with the basics. So I will take bits and pieces from my scrapbook page and add them to my cards. So the first one would be I would do a portrait card. Use the same sort of thing as I did with the art journal page, except I'll add a few more things that were on. So if you look at the scrapbook page, I have this bit here, so I'm going to add that part into my card, and this is corresponding. And then I'm just going to add my little man. So I've got same man, and I'm going to add him in there. I will probably we'll just do it quickly. I'll just do a little bit of stenciling. On this one, I'm not going to stencil the background because there's a lot on it. So I'm just going to add that one. And we're going to do a little bit, put that one there, add him in, and I'm just going to add a couple of things, not as many behind because it's on a smaller piece of paper. So that's probably 1 card I would do again. And then on this one, I'm going to use the stencil. So I am going to, this is going to be this way, make sure I put it up the right way. I'm notorious for putting the numbers around the wrong way, but so we're just going to put that on. Just going to hold that still so that it doesn't move while I'm doing it. Oh, my goodness, it doesn't want to come off. Okay, great. All right, so again, we're using the same ink, and I'm just going to go around, and I'm going to cover the whole page with this one. So I've got that, take that off. So I've got the background there, and you can go around the edges if you like. And this one, I think we'll use we're not going to have any of the paper, the scrapbook paper on this one, we're just going to use the little cutouts, and we might do this, and we'll add one of the die cuts here. Again, so that would be 2. And then we'll go again with number 3, and this time I'm going to go landscape, and we're not going to do the whole thing, so we're going to do maybe there. And a little bit over here, and a little bit down on the bottom here. Oops, see, that's why I stick it, hold it. There we go. And then we're going to do our landscape one, so we're going to go here. Maybe I think we're going to use the goggles, I think. And look at that. Maybe that's too much. Just depends. I mean, you just sort of like play around until you're happy with something. And then I would probably darken this up. Just put that on. Just use some ink on this one because it's a bit light. Oops. and like that. And it's starting to get very windy here. Oops. Once again, I will stick these down later and put them on as a finished product a little bit later. So that would be my 3 designs for my cards. And you've got so I've got the art journal page, 3 cards, and the scrapbooking page. That didn't take me very long to get, so maybe I can stick some things down and add some more things in. So what will we do? We might put the cards aside and let's see if I can stick a few things down for when Michelle will tell me when time's up.
No, you're doing fine, Jenny. We've got plenty of time.
Plenty of time. See, I'm rushing. I'm always rushing. So find my tape and let's see if we can get it going back into exactly the same. So usually I would use glue. I'm actually might use glue. So since I have it here, if I can get it working. No, it's not going to work. It needs to be upside down for a while. I'll just use tape and then I can go back in later. Usually I would use a glue for my for my art journal pages, whether it would be something like this type of glue or it would be a medium glue. Today I don't know why I'm doing so much tape. I'm used to scrapbooking. I use so much tape in scrapbooking, but on the other bits I'll just use a little bit. So let's see if we can get this art journal page done. Now, there. Now, I'm not too fussed about whether it's straight or not. Some people like to have everything perfectly straight. I'm like, yeah, whatever works. So go in here. So because I have my design already in my head, which will probably end up being a little bit different, I can go ahead and do it. I mean, obviously in class it takes a little bit longer because we're doing, I would probably make this more, the background a bit more. But I mean, I'm happy with it like it is anyway, but I mean, you know, like depends on the thing. But in class, we have different techniques that we do, and I'll show you a couple as soon as I finish this. So that, and quickly. I mean, art journals pages can be quick and simple. They can be take forever. It just depends on how you're feeling on the day, I suppose, and what you want to achieve and what you want to use. So make sure that's always up the right way. And so I would probably when I go home, I'll probably take this apart and re-stick it as in the with glue. Add my words later. And one last one. A couple more things. It's pretty much done. I won't bother sticking these because I think I really need to stick these with glue. So I'll just leave that one as like that. I'll just go grab a couple of the things that I've done. Okay, so here is one of the pages I've designed. And this one started as an art journal page, and then I transferred it to a scrapbooking page, and then so these scrapbooking pages, and there's the art journal page is in here. This is my art journal page, and the cards. I'll just bring the cards down. The cards are here, so then the cards. So that's a set that I've taught before. Also, this one. We'll skip that one. So going to the next one. So this would be another page that I have designed, no photos. This started as a scrapbook page. I wasn't really happy with the scrapbook page, but I liked the techniques. And the scrapbook page is, find it, is here. So that, the art journal page is here. So, I mean, that was the art journal page. That's where it sort of came from. Wasn't happy, but it works. Then I transferred it to here. So I'm just doing different colours. So this was more of a technique, to do techniques. So it was gel plates, and these are the cards that I designed to go with it. Those 3 cards, I think they're the same, similar. So there's those. And what's next? Oh, this one. So we have the cards, pop them in so that I keep everything together. So these are the cards. They're done in a bit different colours, but they have the same sort of like, you know, from the same sort of papers and things, and just different techniques in the background. There is a scrapbook, an art journal page to that. Find that one. Could be in my other one. Just find it. See if I can find it. Oh yes, no, here it is. That was the art journal page that went with it. So there's that. Take those to the side. This one was one that I did at our last class, and I will find the scrapbook page that goes with it. That's the scrapbook page and the card. So I did these in 3 different colours. Actually used the colour cubes to do these, and that was my inspiration. So we started off with a scrapbook page, started off with an art journal page, took it to scrapbooking, and then the cards. So it's sort of thing. So I have done lots of pages and things like that. So if you're interested in coming along to classes in Chadstone, it's at the Amaroo Neighbourhood Centre, and I think that's probably it, Michelle.
Okay, I'll let you turn your screen around and then we'll get you back on. So I hope that's given you some ideas of how you can take what you might see as a scrapbook layout or your traditional scrapbook and do it other ways, because it really does give your brain a chance to think of things in a slightly different way, particularly if you've got a colour combination that you really like or a layout that you really like but need to turn it into cards as well. So it's a really fun way to be able to, like you said, get quite a good use out of one design and having it in 3 or 4 different layouts. So I think that can be a really good way as well of sort of expanding your creativity without having to always come up with new ideas, because that can certainly be part of the challenge sometimes as well. So I would really encourage you to go check out Jenni's Facebook page, join her newsletter so she can let you know when their next classes are. And I think Jenni is ready to go. So Jenni, thank you so much for sharing that with us today.
Sorry, what was that?
Thank you for sharing that with us today.
Oh, that's okay. I hope that everyone enjoyed it and sort of like inspired them that they don't have to do like just one project. They can take one project and take it into another medium or whatever, you know. So it's like one design, I mean, and take it into different aspects of paper crafting. So yeah.
Yeah, that is great. So where can people find out more about you?
About me as teaching. I've been teaching for a long time, probably 15 years, and sort of like started with Kazaz and started teaching, and when they folded, I didn't really want to give up my teaching, so I continue to teach. And as I said before, we said before that I'm just going into different design it, like different brands and things that I can use now. So that's sort of an inspiration as well. So yeah.
Excellent.
Other
Well,
than
Jenny,
that,
thank
yeah,
you
so
so
classes
much for
are,
joining us today. And just as well, we got through this very windy Melbourne. I think we're in for an interesting afternoon.
it's a bit windy, it's a bit scary out there.
It certainly is. Excellent. So thank you so much for joining us, Jenny.
No worries. Thanks, Michelle, for having me. All right.
Excellent. So I hope you did enjoy that one design in 3 different ways. So please go and check out Jenny's Facebook page. And as she said, she's got many years of experience teaching all the way across card making, scrapbooking, and art journaling as well. And some of those techniques she's used and the color combinations are really just delightful. So I do encourage you to do that. And so thank you again for joining us today. Like I said, whether you're watching here live or a replay, pop in the comments, ask any questions. Jenny will definitely chase them up. And as she said, once she gets those projects finished, she will share them with us as well. So we've got plenty more coming up in the From Picture to Page online Papercraft show. Head over to our website, from picture to page and beyond.com.au, so you can see who else is coming. And of course, I did forget to mention that is the place to go for all of the details for our retailers as well. So from there, you can see their Facebook pages, their websites, and how to get in touch. So we're really looking forward to catching up with you again soon. This is Michelle signing off. I hope you have a crafty day.